Hi guys, and welcome to another prop tutorial. So today's prop tutorial is on this, the customised 13th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. So this is built using one of the character option sonics, and this was a bit of a pain at the backside to do. So the actual sonic here is composed of one of the original release ones of these, and one of the, you can hardly there, is the 720 sonic. And the 720, as you can see, is a little bit smaller, and the crystal is a lot smaller as well. And there's a video which I'll link in the bottom, and that was basically to show you how to get the electronics from the 720 into the body of these, so that you could have the rotating crystal, which, as you can see there, it still has the functionality and flickers, and this is the second release of the character. Now, there are pros and cons in both. The electronics to try and get in here were an absolute nightmare. I bought myself one of the 720 offline, and it turned up in the post, and I gutted it all out and tried putting it into the character, and just as I was about to put it all together, one of the buttons snapped off. So I was a bit disheartened. Luckily I have a friend in America who was like, I've got a spare one, I'll send it over to you. So luckily he sent it over to me, and I'd got all most of it done already, and ready to rock and roll. There is a lot of carving, and I had to use my soldering iron to get the bits and pieces on the inside of the plastic out to get all the electronics in there and level. And the buttons function opposite to how the character does. So the top button on here, essentially, because if you hold it like that, that's the top button. That now operates the lights on its own. And obviously on the character options it's the single button down the bottom. As you can see, there is a difference with the brightness. The characters are this is the second release of the character option, and it's a lot brighter than what the first original is, which is part of the reason why I did this. I'd originally seen the 720 release and I thought, oh okay, seems a bit odd they've put in the rotating emitter, maybe that's something they're going to do on the original show. And Rubberto had put a video up of the original, and yes, the emitter rotated. So hence the reason why I went ahead and did this edit and mod. Now the character options obviously is better in the sense that it does that, it lights up when you hold it, and they have massively improved both the paint and the light. The bits here, all the clear plastic, was originally just really clear, and you can see the electronics in it. They've sanded that and made it opaque, and the same with the emitter crystal, and they've made the LEDs a lot brighter. They've also given it a bit more of a washed effect, so you can see my one here is actually still darker than the second release of the character, but it looks a lot better and a lot more realistic, I think, to what the original one does. I mean, obviously it's still got the legal gumph on there, and I haven't actually done that one, I haven't got rid of mine, but saying that, it's a lot fainter on this one than it was on the second release, looking at it. So that will be something that is got rid of at some point. But as you can see, it's got the 720 electronics in it, and it does rotate. The rotating was a bit of a nightmare. There was a lot of boring out of the top I had to do, and a lot of making sure that this was super glued in place. What I did have to do was put a load of Sharpie around the top of this cage section at the top there, because there wasn't, the light just came through when it was on. So as you can see there, it's actually a lot better for hiding it up. So as you can see, with regards to the 720, it is a lot smaller in the body, and I've just dropped the crystal. You can see the crystal here, that's the size difference between the two, and yeah, there's a lot of difference. What I had to do was sand this down quite a lot on my sander to get it inside of the character options version, because it's hollow, and slot that inside so that it will then sit on the crystal, and cut off a good sort of ½ inch to be able to make sure that went through the stem and onto the motor inside. So, but I'm a lot happier with how that looks. It's definitely not a project for the faint-hearted, and if you're not too great with electronics or soldering, etc., because I had to resolder some of the wires, then I wouldn't attempt it on your own, because as I say, this is this took a lot of time to sit there and work out and get right, but I'm a lot happier with how this looks, and it's got the best of both worlds. As I think it's Captain Jim Space Pie had said, you don't get the functionality of the touch control on there, which in some respects is a bit of a shame, but at the same time it's not. I'm not too fussed about that. I'm a lot happier with the fact that the crystal rotates and that it's got a bit more effect with the sound effects and the lighting. So that's that review. As I say, I've been a bit quiet recently, just for the simple fact of work and with the Christmas fair. There's a lot of stuff that went on with the Christmas fair. We raised a lot of money. We raised £2,406 for the St Nicholas Hospice, so we were really happy with that. And with Christmas, it's been a bit of a nightmare trying to get props and costumes made. And there's bits I've been working on. If you've been following my Instagram, you'll see what I've been working on recently. I've been doing some 6th Doctor pin badges, etc., which were hand painted and made. So there are bits I'm still working on. There's still a few projects which I haven't finished off, and they're still sat on a back burner waiting to be finished. And there's part of me that's waiting to get proper parts. There's part of me that's waiting for there to be some time to actually finish it off and have the money to do it as well. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to see when I've uploaded another video. As I say, it normally is a bit more frequent than this, but obviously there's been a bit of a break. You can also follow my Instagram at BioDoctor900, and you can follow my Facebook page, BioDoctor900Props. I generally only upload video links to here on my Facebook. There's not a lot that goes on there. Hopefully in the new year that might change. It's just time constraints with regards to other bits and pieces that I'm doing in my life. It doesn't always mean that I get to do a lot on my Facebook page, because Instagram's a lot easier. I can just upload it, share it to Facebook, and be done with it. But hopefully some more content in the new year. Hope everyone has a nice Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.